You got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed.
So I start the movie up, and just immediately all this joy and childlike exuberance just comes rushing into me. And then I just start crying, and that's just the first 5 minutes of the movie. God. Woody and his friends are toys that are alive, just like every other toy in this universe, and they are all afraid of getting replaced because it's Andy's birthday. And it turns out Andy got a Buzz Lightyear for his birthday, and that toy is going to replace Woody. So Woody knocks Buzz out the window, and then, next thing you know, they're in Sid's house. They gotta find a way to get back to Andy before his family moves, and they can't get back to him again. So, I love this movie. Duh. It's amazing. Started a revolution in animation, and it's easy to see why, because this movie is now almost 22 years old and still looks fantastic. No animation ever feels out of place, it all just flows together in a way that's very authentic. And of course, Toy Story has such a great sense of humor. Whether it be some pun, which should definitely be some stupid pun, but somehow they're able to deliver it in a way that just works. There's all these great little visual gags that they didn't have to do, but they just did because they knew it would make the movie better. All these little details that they put in the script or in the animation that just make the movie better. This movie has a lot of similarities to a buddy cop movie. Because you have two characters, Woody and Buzz. At first they don't like each other, they learn to work with each other, and in the end they're friends. And in terms of writing with that formula, this movie is on par with Lethal Weapon. The way that their friendship develops, the way that you can see both sides of their argument. The fact that they just look at life in different ways, and the fact that they both have something to offer to the other one. And making these discoveries is part of the joy of Toy Story. The world around these toys feels so real. You'll see Andy's mom in the beginning scenes. She's got this plain pink t-shirt, she's got a ponytail. She looks like a 90s mom. And the way all the kids are acting at Andy's birthday party, that is how kids would act at a birthday party. It's very nostalgic in that way, and it brings you back to your childhood because it makes all these childhood things feel so real. Another great little detail about this script is something that it doesn't have, that just makes the movie so much better for that. There's no scene where someone goes, "Oh, by the way, make sure you don't walk around and talk in front of the humans. That would be bad." It's just an unstated rule that toys can't walk and talk around humans. That's just not something that they're supposed to do. And we understand that. It doesn't have to be an exposition scene to tell us that. We just understand that because we know how toys work. The way they handled this unspoken rule is brilliant, and a lot of credit goes to the screenwriters for realizing that. Now, who better to play a toy cowboy than America's golden boy, Tom Hanks? All of the joys, fears, and insecurities of Woody just come off perfectly with Tom Hanks' voice performance. And he brings a humanity to that character and a likability that someone else would not be able to. Because Woody does some shady stuff in this movie. His motives in this movie for a long while are very selfish. And you need someone like Tom Hanks to give the character this humanity that makes him likable and relatable, and so that you can connect to him throughout the movie. And Tom Hanks absolutely brings that relatability to this character and just adds to this movie tenfold. Tim Allen is just so perfect for Buzz Lightyear. His melodramatic performance, his deep, sort of comedically grovelly voice, it's perfect. I can't imagine anyone else playing Buzz Lightyear. Mr. Potato Head in this movie really shocked me. He is really mean in this movie, in the funniest way possible. Don Rickles has this great over-the-top performance as Mr. Potato Head, who's just so insanely mean. And you have all these other casting choices that are just perfect. Wallace Shawn as Rex, John Ratzenberger as Ham, Annie Potts as Bo Peep and Arlie Ermey as this soldier guy. I mean, these are just perfect roles. That's why these characters are so memorable, is because these people gave these characters such perfect voices. These people's voices are ingrained into our minds because they're just so memorable. Toy Story is a classic. It's super well animated, great characters, great voice acting, just all around perfect. And Toy Story absolutely gets an A+.